And we should be rolling.
Oh, wow. Look at this. This is a rare one mic setup for the Experts podcast. It's a little unprofessional of us, but I think it's for good reason.
I think for good reason and for other reason it's unprofessional.
Yeah.
But to be continued.
We'll get there. We'll get there. For the eager listener who's, I'm sure, very curious as to what we're talking about, Nick and I, as is part of one of our many, many traditions, we decided it was time on a Wednesday evening to go out for our weekly happy hour and pick up a nice carton of cream, a nice carton of ice cream, if you will.
Whoa.
And the ladies are both out of town.
That's right. So we sprinkled some ice on that cream, dude.
We sprinkled some ice on that cream, and we went back to Nick's place, and what did we watch? Prehistoric Planet! Yo! Okay, well.
For all you dino enthusiasts, check it out. For all you history buffs, check it out. For all you stoners, check it out.
Check it out. Check it out.
Who else would like it? Teachers?
Teachers would love it. Bill Nye might like it.
The science guy.
And he is perfectly fine as a guy because that's his choice.
That's his choice. He's choosing to identify that way.
But as to guys, I would assume that's actually shouldn't make any assumptions. Nick, he, him, they, them, she, her.
Lots of men.
Lots of men?
Rhymes with they, them.
Oh, okay. So, let's just touch on something. Is this the best episode we've ever recorded?
It might be.
Okay.
It might.
Is that because we're high as a kite?
No, it's actually not because of that. No, I don't agree.
Roll the intro.
What's up? This is the Experts Podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jake. We're experts who know everything, but we don't agree on any of it. Welcome back then, I guess, to the Experts Podcast. My name is Jake, and I'm riding higher than Willie Nelson at I can't even remember the band's name that he was in concert.
And I'm running higher than the Wright brothers when people were like, wow, they're 20 feet, but that's higher than we've ever been.
Right, yeah. So he's pretty high. That's at least 21 feet high.
Yes.
And we're here to debate a very important issue. I'm high, and I have very funny and interesting thoughts, and that's making this the best Experts podcast ever.
And I am equally as high, if not braver.
Okay. He got really big when he took them, by the way. He was like, yo, Jake, watch this. And then he puffed his chest out. He said, I'm puffing my chest out. And then he showed me doing some cannabis. And he was like, did you see me? Did you see how brave I was? And that's what he did.
This is why Jake is my best friend, because I had no idea what I was saying earlier. I totally forgot what I was trying to say. Jake jumped in with really something that had to do with nothing and totally covered my ass. And I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes, I got very big with smoking our bong that we got years ago. I think
Taste Bud, represent.
Yes, about 7 years ago we bought Taste Bud, which we've named strategically if you understand, and if not, experience stuff. Like, you need more experience. It's not hard to understand.
Yeah, I agree. That made perfect sense.
Thank you. So what were we doing right before we hopped on this pod? And besides, like, simultaneously during our Taste Bud hangout session?
Prehistoric.
That's right. We did tell you that. Forgot as well.
Yeah.
We were watching Prehistoric.
It's all right. I'm just here to back you up.
Thank you. See, again, twice. We were watching Prehistoric Planet.
Prehistoric.
Which, if you guys don't know what that is, it's where you do the David Attenborough narrated Planet Earth environmental documentaries, make it entirely CGI and about dinosaurs, but all of the other stuff remains. dinosaurs.
Right, and maybe for our audience, we should do a little reenactment. I can be David Attenborough, and you can be a dinosaur.
Great. Okay.
So what are we thinking? You're like a bronchosaurus.
Bronchosaurus. Okay, yeah, those are the necks.
Yeah, the necks.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I can do that.
The young bronchosaurus walks to its meal. It leans over and crunches a leaf.
Yum. This'll do me some good.
What's that? A young suitor has appeared.
What?
A young, sexy bronchosaurus female approaches.
Holy shit! What a babe! Will you get pizza? Are you free on Sunday for a slice?
The young bronchosaurus female eyes him warily. She's not sure about this.
The bronchosaurus in which I'm embodying has now become erect and is deciding to take.
This is the director's commentary, yeah. The spectator's commentary.
This is the actors.
Right.
This is a commentary
Yeah.
with special guest speaker, the actor, in which that's the only part you hear. I am reenacting an actual moment in history. We can't learn if we ignore the past. The fully erect bronchosaurus takes sexually motivated actions upon the female bronchosaurus that he thought was really hot.
Let's go back to our program for a sec.
That's right. You like it, don't you?
You know what they say about bronchosaurus peni? The longer the neck, the longer the peen. Anyway, so the female bronchosaurus will approach, and then you'll see this whole love story come out. And I'm back out of the little telenovela we were just displaying here. So they'll show like these stories that were essentially captured by like archaeologists. Honestly, it's probably just some fucking guy at Netflix or Apple who was like, "Yo, this would be a sick dino story," and then they show it to it. And the great thing is,
too, yeah.
The great thing is, it's really fun to watch while high. Just like Blue Planet, just like Planet Earth, just like Blue Planet 2. Am I missing any?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Well, I don't remember, but
I'm missing some.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, but
no,
okay.
there's like Africa, there's Frozen Planet.
Yeah. So anyway, Nick and I explored both our minds and our minds.
Yeah.
And we are in the state of mind that you hear us in now. So what I'm bringing to the table, Nick, because we can't do this without an RG. An RG.
In RG. Like orgy, but with like verbal and emotional hatred and disagreement as opposed to intimate sexual interest.
Yeah, it's exactly what I live for, an RG.
An RG, yeah.
Well,
or that's just like a North Dakotan or a Wisconsin orgy. Oh. Like either one.
It could be a Wisconsin orgy.
Right.
Is a like normal RG.
An RG.
Well, don't you know, there's a nice RG. So anyway, I was thinking like, man, you're not helping your case a lot. We just did a full reenactment of pre-history, and this is feeling like the best step. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. So the reason that we wanted to come on here is because we felt we were learning so much information while watching Prehistoric Planet. We're like, whoa, I didn't know dinos do this or that.
Yeah.
And we were like, we have to get on the pod and just talk about random stuff.
Yeah, no, that's like actually there was a conceit that I was lying to you with this podcast, and that's the grand reveal. We didn't have something we agree with nor disagree with.
Exactly. And so here's actually, let's just talk about this, because what did we learn? We were watching Prehistoric Planet. It was an episode on Tyrannosaurs, or what they tell you in first grade, the T-Rex.
Rexers.
Yeah. And it's like, the funny thing was, it was just trying to feed its young, you know, like, and to do that, it had to cross a body of water, like a big body of water. And it's like, the mom is leading 3 younglings. And those are like dinosaur or dinglings.
Dinglings?
Like dinglings, which is a dinosaur version of a, what do they call, like a young chicken? Hatchling, yeah.
Yeah.
Of a hatchling. Yeah, and it's like, it made us think. You watch, like, the way that Hollywood depicts dinos, and it's probably all of your fault, because you're craving this. You're hungry for it. You're asking Hollywood to do this. If Hollywood did this, and you just didn't give a shit and didn't buy tickets, they'd be like, well, that's not working. Nobody wants to see the fact that T-Rexes seems to be hungry for human beings almost constantly. But, like, no, you're buying tickets to this, so of course it's going to continue to think that, you know?
They would give up the second their 5-minute chase entered a human-like concrete building with smaller entries. They would be like, this is too much work. We're going home. They'll be like, Martha, you would not believe the day I had. This human thought I was going to follow it because I was hungry. I mean, come on. Look at this forest. Look at this jungle. And she's like, those humans, Johnny. Like, you know, that would be a more realistic depiction of dinos.
Yeah, it absolutely would. If a dino saw a human, it would be like, what the fuck is that? And where are your boobs?
Yeah.
Why are you covering that?
Yeah, why?
What are you? Ew. I'm turning around. I'll just eat literally any other living species ever. I'm not, like,
you don't have
do I need
scales
you?
and you don't have fur. What are you?
Ew. Like, you think I'm no offense, but like, I'm not gonna eat you, okay? Like, you're fine. Stop freaking out.
Stop it. When I think about, like, how these animals must have lived, I really start to think, like, man, like, we are so soft in this day and age. It's actually incredible. Like, we have such precise control over our comfort now that it can't be good. Like, we go home, we have an exact temperature preference on our ACs. That's like, I would say pretty much every person. Like, what's yours?
72.
72.
Yeah.
The classic, like, you can't go wrong 72. You know what's ridiculous? That our preference is 72. I mean, like, when did that start?
Right.
Like, it's just insane to me that these animals live through blizzards, like meteors raining from the sky, not to mention lava raining from the sky. And like our ape ancestors came from the same world, and we like essentially collectively now can't stand to be out in the sun for like more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which without complaining. And it's just fascinating to me.
Yeah, dinosaurs are like hiding under like a stump, and it's 120 degrees. They're like, so fucking hot, but like, at least I'm alive. I'll just chill here. And we're like, oh, it's 73. I like it at 72. How am I supposed to watch my reality?
Also, this Diet Coke doesn't have ice in it. And we're flying through the sky. Yeah. I need ice in this Diet
excuse
Coke.
me, like, this Diet Coke has cancer in it. Can you give me a Diet Coke 0 cancer, please?
Please. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just...
Oh, you want to drink soda that's made of all sugar, and you want it to be healthier, yet you don't want it to give you cancer? Why don't you just turn it to 73 degrees? Like, that's just easier.
It's so much... Yeah, it's just... Oh, God, man. And, like... And I'm one of the most guilty people... You know, like, it... I'm not saying, like, I'm holier than thou, or, like, you and I are holier than this sort of, like, I can deal with hotter or colder temperature. No. We're not. We're us and, the whole existing human race, maybe minus a few fucking monks who live apart from technology and the real world and all that.
I won't do it. I won't adapt. No, sir.
Which at this point, like, more power to them. But that has to be like harder to actively do that at this point than to not.
Yeah. Well, they would tell you it's easier.
Yeah.
It's just easy. Just don't do it, dude. Just like, don't care.
Yeah, but like some dude comes up and starts showing you cat memes on your phone, and wherever your temple is,
or like porn. Like realistically, they're like you can't show porn to a dude who's never had sex, who is interested. We understand that some people aren't interested, but let's say that a guy is interested, but he's taken an oath that he doesn't believe it's right. You can't show him porn, and he looks at it and is like, I don't believe I have any interest in that.
Yeah,
no, dude. He's fucking crying inside.
Here's an auditory visualization for the audience of what would happen to their penis.
Nobody will hear that and be like, I don't get it. Like, what is Jake trying to say? Is he trying to say, I'm a monk and I don't care? Like, nobody will hear that and be like, that's really deep. What's the theme, Jake? What are you trying to say?
Anyway, we're covering quite a few topics here on today's bonus episode of the Expert Spot. I don't actually know if it's.
Did you just say penis episode?
It might be the penis episode.
No, it's not. You said bonus. You don't, dude. It's okay for you to just own what you say. Just believe in what you say. I know. I'm sorry. You didn't say.
I hate when I stumble on my words and I don't say the right thing. And I was just trying to play it off. Like I said what I wanted to, which was
earlier too. With you can repeat it.
With what?
You know what you said earlier. He knows what he said. No, I'm talking about like 6 hours earlier.
Oh, shit. Dude, we can't talk about that, man. Shut up.
All right, dude. They're definitely not interested. You're right. You can steal that joy from them.
Dude, not the listener's joy. Oh, man. You really pulled a tough card on me. All right, why
Jake,
don't
you have a responsibility to please.
Okay, well, you should tell it, because I
will tell it. I can't like preface it with anything. I can't build into it. I don't remember at all how this came up, but all I remember is Jake was talking about Pokemon, like Pokemon. Some people say it differently. Pokemon. Yeah, that's how I would always say it. Jake said Pokemon, and I was like, that's Pokemon. Not, I know what you're saying. I respect you enough to take your sounds and to make an educated guess on what you're saying.
Pokemon.
But it's not Pokemon, which is what you're meaning to say, so I acknowledge that. But you didn't say Pokemon, you said Pokemon. And I'm like, Pokemon. That's just objectively wrong. That's not even a Boston accent. That's not anything.
Dude, what are you talking about? Yeah, I said Pokemon.
You said Pokemon.
How do you say it right?
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Pokemon. All right.
Oh, wait. How do you say it?
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon.
This hurts so... My brain is screaming.
Dude, I don't hear it. Just, like, how do you say it?
Pokemon. I'm Charizard. You gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon. Yeah. All right, you said it there.
I wanna be the very best
that no one ever was.
Each dream is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Pokemon, just make the best. No problem left inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em that you and me.
Yeah, this is a half decent show.
Yeah, not a bad show. Not a bad show. I will say. How long has it been? Oh no, our poor audience. Our poor audience.
No, they're rich.
They had to wait.
They're rich.
24 minutes for the Pokemon theme song.
Yeah, that is worth the wait.
Pokey-
Never again. Let us know. Like, follow, subscribe,
Leave a comment.
leave a comment, rate us. You can actually, I believe, you can rate us, and you can answer this question of was the wait worth it for the Pokemon song
Yeah.
in your review. Just review it, please.
Give us that review. Listen,
It really does help.
it really does help.
That's what all of the other
That's what
podcasts.
all the pods say.
Yeah, they all say
They all say it.
They're not lying.
They ain't lying.
But we'd be lying if we said we were happy with our listener results.
And we'd be lying if we said we were happy with our listener results too.
Sick.
Sick. Anyway, let's get on with the program. Nick, why don't you lead us into our next segment? Our audience is going to find it very nice.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, because you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The next segment, exactly, the one that we had prepped.
The one that we certainly prepped before this show. You told me, you're like, oh man, Jake, I cannot wait to talk about this segment on the show. This is the whole reason we should do it.
I was like, I'll give you your dinosaur temperature conversation.
Yeah.
Only if you let me talk about this eventually.
Yeah.
And we're finally here.
We're finally here. The
Yeah.
moment they've all been waiting for that we didn't even tease at the start.
I know, we didn't even, that's how, this is like almost sort of a surprise second act, one might say.
Yeah.
The topic is Altoids.
All right, so this is really crazy, audience. So I was actually walking over to meet Nick earlier, and I found a can of Altoids. So I bent over, I picked it up, and I look at the can of Altoids, and it says on the ingredient list,
Carcinogens?
meth,
Oh. And what else?
just meth.
So was this Altoids, or was this like a disguise for a way to transport and sell meth in a really obvious way?
No. This was a can of Altoids, like the silver, rectangular.
that.
Yep, that exact can right there.
Yeah.
Just read the ingredients.
Should we talk about this with one in our mouths?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay.
We'll each take our own.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, like I'm not like gonna share one.
Because you don't know the specifics yet, but you knew you told me we got to talk about this the second I was bringing it up. Okay,
Crunchy.
now, so good.
Yeah.
And now
very these are curiously strong mints, I might say.
one might say that, and there's other natural flavors.
And the whole thing is a net weight of 1.76 ounces or 50 grams.
50 grams. Yeah, as you would traditionally do, 50 grams.
And these are the original celebrated Altoids, just so you know.
That's a great little fact. Now flip that bad boy over.
Yeah. Ooh, it's upside down.
And why don't you read what else is there?
So, okay, nutrition facts. Okay, there's about...
Why don't you read what else is there, Nick?
There's a lot of things. Let me start with the basics.
Okay, yeah.
There's 71 servings.
Whoa.
That's more servings, I think, than I've ever seen in my life. It makes sense because there's probably 71 celebrated Altoids in here.
Yeah, first of all, Big Altoid, you are really not fucking over your customers. We appreciate that. You're not
that's great.
Sparing
that's
us.
a lot of shit.
That's
in
a lot
one
of
package.
servings.
Imagine though if there were 70 Altoids, but there were 71 servings. So
every single one you have to split by 1/70th.
Exactly. So that yes, and you're like slowly building like when you're 71 serving.
You have to chip off a tiny piece of Altoid 1/70th of every Altoid
Yeah.
to get the 71st serving.
Exactly. Yeah, you're building your 71st serving so that when you've eaten your 70th, you're like, oh yeah, there's one more.
Yeah.
I built it. It took me 70 Altoids to build.
This is important facts we got. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually says, now that I see, about 71 servings per container. The serving size is 1 mint.
Okay. And then under ingredients right there, it says ingredients. Actually, where is it? Yeah. All right. Well, it says ingredients.
Ooh, good to know.
Meth.
Yeah, meth.
Well, curiously strong. Oh, man. Well, that was a curiously strong segment, Nick.
It was.
I appreciate that. And that brings us to our next and maybe final segment. I don't know. Is this the best podcast we've ever done? And is it because we're high?
Right. So that's the thing. I think you said it backwards. Is doing a podcast stoned better objectively than doing it sober? And there's only one way to find out. This either has to be the best episode we've ever done, and then there's a simple answer, or the worst. There's no gray area.
I agree. It's a simple situation and a precarious one that we find ourselves in. In any event, we did we do it?
Yeah, I don't know. You guys,
We
you have to leave a review, subscribe, follow us. Let us know in the comments in your review. Just call us and let us know. Our number is... So just leave us a voicemail if we don't answer.
Just make sure one more time it's. So yeah, just like make sure leave your feedback. We listen here at the Experts Pod. We try to make sure that all your voices are heard and addressed, and we're gonna start hitting some big topics. Nick and I got some big tops planned for you.
Yes.
Not top sheets, though. We already touched on that. We'll never talk about it again. That's how we function here at the Experts Pod. We don't ever retread territory.
And how about this? We'll even say this. First person that we don't know who leaves some version of a comment about this episode on any social media platform, podcast platform, etc., you can call in and be on the podcast.
Yeah.
On an episode in the future. How about that?
That's it.
So, for the next bonus episode, we do have an idea. And, Jake, do you want to say what it is?
Yeah, I'll say what it is. It's